Let's give it a minute for people to get in. We are live now.
Hell yeah.
How's your day going, bro?
Bro, busy. It's supposed to be my day off, and I get called in, and I was like, all right, but I got to be off by 7. So I'm out here in the spot.
Oh, shit. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
Thank you for taking the time, man. Appreciate that.
Hey, thank you, bro. Like, I like you guys. I'm not really the interview type, but like Frank wanted me to do an interview, and then when you asked me, I was like, hell yeah.
Okay, appreciate that, man. Thank you. Yeah, we got some people coming in now. We'll give it a couple more minutes, but yeah, dude, it's just your videos when you go over the comments, dude, they crack me up. You roast the shit out of everyone.
It's that's my thing. I don't know, man. It's my way of getting back at people. You know, they type all this stuff in there, and I put them on blast. I try.
Yeah, you get some of them good, man.
Yeah. You know, sometimes, yeah, I'm surprised at the stuff I say. I'm like, shit. That's
so cool. It's all off the top of the head?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. There you go.
I just sit there and I ramble for like an hour and a half on the video, and then I cut it down to like a 20, 30-minute video.
Oh, man, I wonder what hits the floor, man. That would be gold you can't put out, you know? Let's see. Arian Brand, Big Lou, Big Droops, Fine Kinds of Media. What's up, guys? Tapping in. So this is my boy Vegas Prison Stories, man. Check out his channel. It's exactly up there on the screen, Vegas Prison Stories. He's going to give us a rundown of his life story, man. So I'm going to let him take it from here, man. What's up, bro? How you doing today?
I'm doing great, bro. I'm, busy. Doing this YouTube really takes up a lot of time. Like, people don't understand what goes into this. It's a lot.
No, it's nonstop, dude. Nonstop. Oh. Yep. But so where were you born, bro?
I was born in Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad was in the military. And then we had moved to Washington State. And my mom left my dad while he was out of country. And she moved us down when I was like 5 years old to North Carolina, where she married some Marine. And then he left her, and we ended up in Mississippi, and she couldn't take care of us, so we ended up in an orphanage in Mississippi.
Oh, damn, dude.
That's basically where I was raised. And then,
oh, go ahead, my bad.
Then when I was like 13, my sister had gotten a hold of somebody in the IRS, and they like sent a letter to my dad saying, this is where your kids are, because we had lost contact. We're just little, you know. And he came right away and got us. And then he was killed a couple of years later in a car accident. And then, my mom had gotten her shit together by then. So she took us from Mississippi so that we wouldn't end up back in this orphanage, and shot us to Vegas. And that's where it all started.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I would say it started, bro, when you left Memphis, because you're just bouncing around. How was that?
I mean, when you're a kid, so I'm in contact with the ladies that raised me. They're all in their like 80s now. And like they claim my daughter as their grandchild, things like that. I still go to Mississippi and I see them a lot. They're wonderful women. My mom died, like over a decade ago. So, I mean, these women are my family. They raised me for like almost 10 years of my childhood.
Wow.
So
that's powerful, dude. It's yeah, so you just you land in Vegas at what, 13, 14?
About 15.
About 15, and then you were just off and running. Were you like in trouble before you got to Vegas here and there, or just minor stuff, or not at all?
No, they kept a pretty tight leash on us in the home. And then my dad, like, finally I had a father figure, so like I wasn't getting in trouble. I was just happy playing baseball and having somebody root me on and shit. But when we got to Vegas, yeah, we did the most. We were all crazy anyway. Like my sister, she's crazier than I am, and my little brother, he's a follower, so he loves to follow us. So we all three got into it real bad.
So it was the two of you or three of you? You had were you guys all causing trouble at the same time?
Oh, yeah, we did it together. A lot of it. Me and my sister. My little brother tried to stay out of it the best he could, but I taught him how to steal motorcycles and cars, and he was off and running as soon as I
Oh
got lucky.
man.
Kind of filled in my spot on the streets
What,
of Vegas.
was the sister the oldest?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay,
she's wild.
so she taught you everything you know.
I wouldn't go that far. We were just crazy together, and we kind of figured it all out together.
Got you. Okay, so when you got your first run-in with the law, whether it be minor or whatever, you're about 15, 16?
No. A little bit later, 17, 18 years old, we got caught for stealing cars. Like, we were, that's mostly what all my charges stem from, is stealing cars. We got caught up in a robbing the Dottie's casinos a little bit, but they got my boy on that one and gave him 15 years. So.
Oh, wow. Now, they don't play around in Nevada, do they?
No, not especially with stuff like that.
Okay. And it's and then you're in Vegas. So what kind of cars were you able to get?
Oh, bro, anything from Mercedes to Jaguars to AMGs.
Oh, wow.
The dude who stole Don Johnson's AMG out from in front of the Treasure Island, that was my boy. We were out running around doing all that, and he got away. And then he picked me up. It was a whole police chase, and he actually got away with the car. And then this motherfucker's driving it around. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cuss.
It's okay. You can say it. It's all good.
Okay, cool. And then he's driving it around like he owns it, and they catch up to him not too long after that. So we were a wild bunch.
Okay. So you're out there stealing cars and stuff. So what was it that got you your first case?
The possession of stolen vehicle. There's like 2 grand larcenies and the conspiracies that they always hit you with. I got a 12 to 36 with probation on that one. Blew the probation, did the time, and that was in 99, the end of 99, and then I got hooked with Josh Nichols, the Oklahoma City Bomber Terry Nichols' son. We were like frickin' frack out there stealing cars, and that's when the heavy shit started.
When you met up with him. Now, you said 12 to 36. Was that months as a juvenile?
Months.
Or
yeah, months. No, not juvenile. I've never done, besides living in the orphanage, I've never done like juvenile time. I've never done like CYA type time.
I got you.
Yeah.
So you met up with the Unabomber's son, you said? Nick?
No, the Oklahoma City Bomber's
Oklahoma,
son.
my bad. What was that like? Did he tell you some stories about his old man?
So we did a lot of drugs together too. Obviously, it all goes hand in hand. But he had told me one time that there was a witness in that building that they were trying to get at that was testifying that day, and that's why they did it. But I don't know. His dad got like 168 consecutive life sentences, and he was never going to be all right. We nicknamed him Bomber, which is a dick move. I don't call him Bomber anymore. I call him Josh. And he's fighting a kidnapping case right now.
Damn, dude.
Yeah.
That's not a good one.
No.
But so when you're out in Vegas, are you hitting like in between going through all this stuff? You're 18. When can you start gambling? It's 18, right?
No, 21.
21. Okay, so yeah, because I always wanted to go to Vegas once I turned 21, and I'm like, I don't want to gamble all my money away. So, were you guys going to casinos and stuff with these?
Oh, yeah.
Like what was the typical day in the life? You go out, hit a lick, hit a casino, or what would you do?
A lot of times the casino was the lick, but yeah, we would steal cars. We'd sell them to the chop shops. We would get guns and all that type of stuff out of the cars. Obviously, we would rob houses. Middle of the daytime's the best time to do something like that. Not saying that anybody should, but that was our daytime hustle. And then the cars was at night. And, we slept when we slept every couple of days, probably.
I got you. And then so you get your first case, man, you hit the county jail. What is that a whole new world for you? Like, what did that open your eyes? Like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
The Clark County Detention Center is the worst. And when I hit it, they were still building the South Tower, and all they had was the North Tower, which is garbage jail. But I sat down in the holding tank, sleeping on my shoe for like, God, 72 hours before they even get you up into a cell, into a unit. The politics, you got to understand there's a lot of bums and drunks and tourists. And so certain units, if you have somebody who is tipped up or something like that in the county fighting a case, you're going to have a militant unit. But a lot of times it's just a bunch of regular Joes too, you know, so it's hard to politic on a dude from Maryland who, you know, got busted for drinking too much and tried to fight a cop or something. So county's weird.
But if you think about it, it makes sense with all the tourists that come through. So, and what year was this?
My first arrest was 99.
99. Yeah, it was a different 99. Time too. So
yeah,
when you're in the Clark County, how long were you in the county fighting the case? Did they give you bail, or did they even have bail in Nevada?
So I did have bail, and I bailed out, and I fought the case from the streets. And that's when I got my first attorney, Barry Levinson, who I talked about in the video that died in federal prison. And he got me a sweet deal, you know. He got all knocked down to probation. And then, then I bucked the probation, and that was that.
So would you advise people who find themselves in a situation to get a paid lawyer or go with a public pretender?
I had one good public defender one time, and he did a really good job for me. He's the one who got me his 16 to 48 plus a year in 07. And, I mean, I don't think Barry could have gotten me a different deal. But, yeah, I mean, a paid lawyer's, instead of bailing yourself out, get a paid lawyer. I'd have a lawyer before I'd want bail.
Makes sense. Because I've just heard nothing but horror stories, man, of people getting railroaded and their public defender, like, not working for them. And so, you know.
They're so overwhelmed. Look how many cases they have to take. It's like you're just a number on a file on their desk. At least with a paid lawyer, you're a paycheck.
True. Yeah, you give them some motivation. It could be the difference, you know. So you bucked probation. How long did you get probation, and why'd you just wanted to keep doing your thing? You didn't care?
It was like 3 years probation, and we had gotten into a shooting in the parking lot at high school, and it was time to go on the run, you know.
Damn. Yeah. So you're on the run, man. How living on the run, you can't really do anything. So like you're just moving place to place. Like how are you going through? Just not.
So our neighborhood's really close knit. We didn't allow really people to come driving through our neighborhood, and it like we weren't a gang. We never claimed any kind of gang. We're just wild, all of us. And there was, 20 houses in the neighborhood that were actually us. And so we had plenty of places to hide. Eventually they started hitting everybody's house simultaneously when they were looking for us. But
wow.
Yeah, lots of fun. It's easy to stay on the run when you're out. All your money's coming from illegal activities anyway. You just keep doing what you're doing, and they catch you when they catch you.
Yeah, I mean, some people do leave, so they gotta figure out some way. But I see what. So, how long were you out before they started raiding the whole neighborhood? How long were you on the run for?
Oh, not too long at all. Maybe 6 or 7 months total.
When they got you, were you like, God damn it, this can be a minute? Well,
I knew I was fucked on the probation right away. But my best friend A-Train, he had a paid lawyer. We were protecting ourselves in the school. It wasn't in the school. It was in the parking lot after school. It's not like we were school shooters, like going in there like these weirdos these days. It was a fight that ended in a shooting after school. And he had a great lawyer, a really good lawyer. Like his parents have quite a bit of money. So he says, I'm taking the heat on everything. I'm just going to say I did everything. And you just tell them that I did everything, which is ratting on your friend. But at the same time, it's not.
I mean, you gave him permission, right?
He's the one who came to me with it and told me. So,
okay.
So I said, hey, we were protecting ourselves. 20 dudes surrounded the car. They backed into our car to pin us in. We had stolen guns in the car that I had stolen, but whatever, we protected ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron went on the stand and said I didn't fire any shots and I didn't know about the guns. So.
And then I guess they raised your bail. You were staying in county for a minute.
Yeah. You don't get bail when you have probation violations or violations. That's no bail. You have to see a judge, and the judge has to decide if they're going to let you go or not.
Okay. And they kept you. How long were you in the county before you caught the chain upstate?
It doesn't take very long in Nevada. It's within a month.
Okay.
Usually I've never even seen a month. It's always been a week or two. They always straight up.
Damn, dude. That's pretty quick, because I've heard people in the county for years on end just fighting cases.
I spent more time in the fish tank in prison waiting to go to the yard than I did in county waiting to go to prison.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long did they give you, and where did they ship you?
12 to 36 months. Then it was Indian Springs. That was the fish tank. Now the fish tank is high desert. I was out in like 8 months, because it's 40% time. And on 36 months, basically 19 months cleans up 3 years or 18 months. So, I mean, it was little time on the first go around. It was kind of learning the way, things go. It was kind of a wake up, like this is what prison is. But by no means, like my first times being locked up, it was just lessons. There aren't a bunch of good stories for it. You just do time. You learn the program. You learn what the different cars are, and then you go home, basically.
Okay. So you learned all the rules. Did you basically at that point were like, man, I can do this. It's not a deterrent for me anymore?
Yeah, growing up in the home, I already know how to program. I already know how to deal with being away from my family, not having anything, things like that. So it was easy. It was kind of fun. I can't lie.
So you keep saying it's easier than the home. So growing up in a group home, man, that just was not
this place was a little different. Like we had 100 acres of pink eye purple hull peas, and we'd be out there with 5-gallon buckets all day long, filling our buckets and taking them, and they would sell it. Like it was work. My life in Vegas was easy compared to my childhood.
They put your ass to work, bro.
They didn't abuse us. They didn't mistreat us by any means. They're good women. That's just how they got the money to take care of us. So it was a different time though. This was in the 80s.
Yeah. But like working in the fields all day, man, that's hard labor, even if they're not breaking any laws. I see what you're saying. It's just, it was easier on the labor side. So I got you.
Yeah.
So you're back out, man. And you just go straight back to what you were doing.
Absolutely. Right. I never gave it a break. A-Train gave it a break when he got out for the firing into and firing from it at the school. He quit doing. He never stole a car again. He never did any of that. Me, I just went deeper into it. That's when I started getting involved with White Fence. That's when I got involved with Josh, and I kept it pushing. I just went harder and harder.
So you're just graduating up the the latter, so to speak.
Becoming a smarter criminal.
Getting all the education from prison, the streets, different. Yeah. Okay. So you said White Fence, bro. So are there a lot of California gangs out there, or?
There's White Fence. There's 18th Street. There's a few. White Fence. At least for me, White Fence is the one that I dealt with the most, and all of those dudes are serious dudes, and they're all doing life. So.
Damn. So what would some homegrown Vegas gangs be? And I'm sure they're riders too, but you don't hear about them. What are some of the names?
28th Street, right off the bat, 28th Street is the biggest gang in all of Vegas. They're about their business. I'll be doing a video. I'll be dropping it tomorrow morning about kind of the Hispanic cars and how they are what they are today.
Okay.
But 28th Street has their hand in all of it.
So they're Hispanic.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Are there any like Bloods, Crips, or like original black gangs out there too?
Yeah. So there's the Gerson Kingsmen, which is a homegrown Vegas. I mean, you call it a black gang. It's like it was the Projects, and it was called the Gerson, and that's where they came out of. I'll be doing a video on them too. They are, boy, the stories about the Gerson is wild. They shot the ghetto bird out of the sky. Yeah, they made them have to. Yeah, they shot it and it had to land a couple blocks over.
Was that in the mid 2000s or was that?
Oh, no. That was, God, maybe late 80s, early 90s, mid 90s.
Oh, okay. I'm thinking of something else then. All right.
Yeah.
Damn. And then, they shoot it with a rocket launcher or something?
No, just a rifle, I think. Yeah. Yeah, wild.
They're nuts, man. Yeah.
Then there's Pyru, then there's Donna Street Crips, then there's the Rolling 60s. You have other gangs out there for sure. And then you have your Peckerwoods and your outlaw Nazi skinheads, things like that. So
okay. So you're ripping and running with White Fence, man. So how long were you on the streets between getting out after the 8 months and when they picked you up next?
Oh God. So I didn't get charged again till the end of 2006. So it was a good 4-year run, 3-year run, 4-year run.
That's good. And then, so you're back in county, right? Did you ever, the mob used to be big in Vegas, right? Were there ever any wise guys you came across in the pen or in jail?
No, not really. I mean, they're out there and I've heard stories about them. There was a kid that his name's Avon. I used to run around with him. Super nice dude. But his grandfather was a part of that whole casino, the movie Casino, was a part of all. He was one of the characters that was played in that. So, I mean, the mob, they're still around, but the new mob is the corporations. It's like Sheldon Adelson and people like that. Donald Trump. Yeah.
Yeah, like who was it? Mo Green from The Godfather 2, those types, the businessmen.
Yeah.
Hey, real quick, what was I don't mean to go off course, but like, were you ever in like the Stardust or the Tropicana when it was mob run in like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s?
If you've ever been in the Tropicana, it still looks like it's mob run. But I've never with my own eyes seen that type of deal go on in a casino where it's like, people get caught cheating and they drag them to the back and beat their ass. But I'd love every minute of it if I saw something like that.
Yeah, that's that old school fucking Italian stuff. But
yeah.
All right, so you're back in county, man. What is you're going back and forth to court? Like in the tanks, bro. Like some places have like you got to get off in court before you even see the judge. Is there anything like that going on?
So in 2007, when I caught my new case, you're in county and they get you ready for court, shackle you up, chain you up to 10 other guys, and there's this tunnel that runs under the street from county jail to the courthouse. And then you sit down there all morning long waiting to go in there. My problem that I had in '07 and '08 was O.J. Simpson had just been arrested, and he was seeing the same judge as me. So, I have everybody in my ear. If you get a shot at OJ, take it. I'm a young dumbass. I'm like, I'm going to take it. It's a good thing. I'd have been beat up by a 70-year-old man, but, it's that kind of stuff. You fight court. I fought that case, I don't know, 5 or 6 months before I took a plea deal. They're pretty quick with the plea deals if you take them.
Okay. So OJ was a target basically for what he did in '94 and all that stuff.
Yeah, just it's politics.
Got you. And so now for your second bid, I guess this is how long did they give you and where they ship you then to?
I got 16 to 48 months plus 1 year. So they charged me in 2 separate courts with 2 separate crimes, both possession of stolen vehicle, and I don't know why they tacked on the extra year. Basically, they sold me on a 16 to 48, but then they added another 12-month sentence on top of it. So I get sent to High Desert, and again, I was only there about 15 months. And I get out, and they want me to testify against my friend Donnie. I'm on parole. I blow that. I'm not going to testify. Run from parole. Fun times. Get sent back to prison.
Doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results, right?
Yeah. In Nevada, they take your stack time. They take your good time. At least I didn't come in on any new charges. When parole and probation, they tracked me down to my cousin's house, and I ran out the back, and I ran to a friend's house that was a few blocks over. But he had kids, so I left his house, and I'm getting where I got to go, and one of them rolled up on me. I grabbed him, I kind of pushed him onto his hood. It wasn't like a fighting with the cop. It was just kind of he grabbed my arm, and I pushed him. And then he tased me, and I pissed myself. It was a fun time.
Oh, but damn.
Yeah. So at least they didn't charge me with that. But
okay, so when you were in there for 15 months, there's a High Desert in California. Is the High Desert in Nevada? Is that a level 4 or is that reception?
It's both. It's the fish tank. There is a level 4 unit, and that's where I did almost all of my time. Then there's a level 2 medium yard, a little further down on the yard, though. I've never been there. I don't know anything about it. They also have a closed custody unit, and they have a PC yard that's all there. So it's not like in California, they have yards that are, this is a level 4 yard. This is a level 3, and the whole yard is that. In Nevada, it's not like that. They break it up. Different parts of the yard are different custody levels.
Okay.
But I was in level 4.
Level 4 the whole time. And what was going on? I know there's drama and stuff every day going on in level 4s, man.
So the cops are the worst thing in Nevada. If you keep your politics right and you keep your mouth shut and you do what you're supposed to, keep people entertained and don't step out, on your duties, it's fine. You're fine. You get along. Just be yourself. But the cops, anytime, like I got shot, well, not shot, a ricochet in the Sally Port, this cop dumped a shotgun down into the Sally Port because 2 dudes were fighting in the Sally Port. And it's, ding, 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 ding. Everybody knows cover your eyes, but the cop shot at us more times. It was like a war zone. It was insane. People lost legs. People lost eyes. People were killed. I'll be doing a story on that too. Finally, they had to take the bird shot out of their shotguns. The feds came in and said, "What? You're shooting somebody every 3 days on these yards." So,
and that's what they're using, birdshot shotguns. Did they have like mini 14s, 9mm?
In the tower, they had the mini 14. I never even heard the Mini 14 really go off much. It was all the shotguns. Boy, they like to get us in the unit. Like, if you got two dudes fighting over inside of the unit, and there's no knives involved, and he pops off that popper, and then he's right away trying to get that bird shot out. Now you're shooting into a metal box, basically, full of people. Like, they're dicks.
Yeah.
They're assholes.
Yeah, it's basically shooting fish in a barrel, metal barrel. They're going to bounce everywhere. Like you said, all you can do is cover your eyes. When you got hit in the back of the head, did it crack your skull? What did it just cut you? What did it do?
I mean, don't mind the drop top hairdo, but like right there, I don't know if you can really see it.
Go a little bit to your right. Turn your head a little more to the left. Yeah, I see. Yeah, there's like a little indent.
Yep. Yeah. So it stuck in my head, and they just plucked it out, and then they put the little staple, and you know, I don't even think I got Tylenol. Luckily, I had it, you know, bought on commissary, but these people don't give a shit about you.
Yeah. So the medical there is a joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's the worst. People die all the time in Nevada. It's a crazy place to do time. But it's an easy place to do time too, if you're just who you are.
So you're on the yard for 15 months. What was your the first mission they sent you on?
There's just removals and things like that. I'm a wood. So as a wood, we take care of our own car. We're not really involved with the skinhead politics, but we do. We're together, but we're not, if that makes sense. So I'm never going to have to go in. They're never going to put a knife in my hand and say, go take care of this dude because he fucked up. It just doesn't work like that. So, and that's another difference between California and Nevada. The good thing is I've always been in really good with the Tipped Up members, and that's how I have all the information that I have. That's how I have the blessings that I have to talk about certain things, even when it has to do with the Aryan Warriors. You know, I'm every day I'm talking to the fellas. So the missions for the woods is usually just rolling people up, things like that.
Okay. And
I only got involved in that a few times. I've never claimed to be a badass. I can fight, but I'm not that Rudy Poo that's in there wanting to fight all the time.
Yeah. You're just a normal dude doing your time, doing what he's got to do.
Yep.
You said the skinhead politics, so they got the skins out there too. So who are all like the different cars, if you can speak on it, that is?
Yeah, I can.
Okay.
I'm completely free to talk about that part of it. So we have the Aryan Warriors. They run our yard. Other skinheads are free. Even we've had a few AB members. We've had Peni, things like that. You absolutely come program with us. We are together. Do not recruit on our yards. And that's what the AB or the Aryan Warriors, that is their thing. No other group is allowed to recruit on their yard. So skinheads exist, but they do not exist in a group like that. They run under the umbrella of the Aryan Warriors.
Okay. And would you say the Aryan Warriors, they are more about business, or are they more about race?
Business. Well, you won't catch A-dubs doing a lot of business with a lot of other races per se. So I mean, they're not racist though. They're about the white car. You know, it's weird. If you're white and you come in and you're a Crip, we'll leave you alone. You're a Crip. If something pops off between us and the blacks, you're the first one we're coming after, obviously. But we're not going to just preemptively make a move on somebody because they're white and running with a different car. So it's not like it's a race thing, you know, per se. They're about their business, though. That's a fact. And boys like their money.
Mm-hmm. I got you. What would you say the breakup of the yards are? Like, you know, mostly white and like Mexican, and low level of blacks. Like, well, how would you break up the demographics, so to speak?
So on the level 4 that I was in, we had 42 houses with 2 people apiece. That's 80 some odd people, and our count was usually at about 14 to 16 whites, and the Mexicans predominantly Mexicans. The Mexicans and the blacks, they usually try to keep kind of similar numbers, but for the white car, our count was usually 14 to 16 in that unit.
Okay. So you're doing your time, you get in a couple pagadas, and the 15 months go by quick, man. So you're back out on the street. Are you back in the white fence neighborhood? Like, what? You just going back to the same exact thing?
This is when I decided that I was just going to kind of stay away from it. And then they came after my friend Donnie, and I had gotten caught in a car that I didn't even know was his. I thought was his. I did not know was stolen. And so we get pulled over. I'm with a girl. I'm taking her home. And the cop pulls us over. I look at her. Don't worry. It's not a stolen car. It's my friend Donnie's car. Next thing I know, detectives show up. You know, who's Donnie? Nope, not saying a word. You know, and that's all in his paperwork. It says that I said that I got it from him, but basically what they put in was that I had told the girl, don't worry, this is my friend Donnie's car. That's it. And then I refused to talk to the detectives. But anyway, it was on the robberies of the Dottie's casinos. So as soon as I got out, his trial was starting. They had me on parole. Basically, my PO is like, you're testifying in this case or you're going back to prison. You should have locked me up right now, bro. I'm out of here. And I went on the run.
And how long did the run last this time?
From 08 to 09, so almost about a year and 4 months, something like that.
Damn, that's actually a pretty good run.
Well, then I had left. A-Train had gotten me. We had gone to like Arizona a lot, California. We stayed out of state a lot.
Okay.
So,
and how was your time going to Arizona and California? Were you like, how were you supporting yourself and all that stuff?
It was a blast. A-Train was dating a flight attendant. And so, I don't know. She funded it. I didn't have to or any of that. I was kind of leeching off my friend.
Okay. You're just having fun. Did you go to the beach, surfing, and all that stuff? And
okay. All of that.
Everything you wanted to do.
Yeah, it was fun. We went Slide Rock. We go floating down the river in Phoenix. We all that type of shit. But you know, I knew finally it would catch up to me. And then Aaron had broken up with that girl and started dating my cousin, and that's when they caught me at my cousin's house. So
they kicked the door in, or did they end up kicking your cousin's door in, or
no? I ran out the back. That's when I ran out the back and went to the friend's house, and they tased me in the street.
Okay. Yeah, got you. So now you're back in county again.
Yeah.
And what are they doing this time?
That's in 09. Straight parole violation. I didn't even fight it. I said, yeah, you know, it is what it is. You send me back up to prison and I'll finish doing out this sentence. Then they got the nerve. So this was in 09. I get out in 11 and they got the nerve to give me the last parole so that I would have 13 months of parole on the end of all of this. You know, and I tried to blow the parole packet and tell them, no, it'll be another 5 or 6 months of me being in here to clean up the entire sentence and be done with it. But that's how dirty Nevada does you. So they found a way to give me another parole at the end of it, which I did.
Damn.
I did.
You did the time, or you discharged?
Then I did the 13 months of parole after. I got off parole in 2012. And that was it. I was done.
You were done?
Yeah.
Said I'm going straight.
I met a good woman. And, well, if I continued, they were handing everybody the habitual. Like I said, all white fence basically got the bitch. Josh got the bitch. It was my turn. Donnie got 15 years. It was my turn. So I left.
Yeah, they were gonna railroad you next time.
I mean, I was doing everything they said I was doing, so it's on me.
Yeah, that's true. So you finally, I guess, you had the moment of clarity. So like when you were trying to figure out what you're gonna do, like what are you doing today? Did you get a trade? You go back to school? Like what was it that you were able to
So
to
A-Train and my friend Anaheim that I grew up with, they were bartenders. So I get into bartending. Anaheim owned a bar in LA. So we moved out to LA and I ran his bar for him. I got myself a culinary degree through Le Cordon Bleu. I mean, that helped for the management part of it, I guess. And I just ran a bar for him in LA for a few years. Went to Phoenix and ran a bar out there, and then went back to bartending. And I don't know, bartending's good. It's good. It's easy money. It's fun.
you get to just hang out it's like a dive bar, a club. What's
In LA, it was a biker bar. It
oh
was a
shit.
Mongols were there. Vagos would show up. My wife has never been involved in any of this type of thing, so she doesn't know. Like when somebody scary is around, you can see it in her face, So we had the president of the San Bernardino Mongols chapter was up there, and as soon as she walks in, he sees it on her face. And me and him have been talking for a year, So he stands up and he shakes her hand and he's all nice to her, you know what I'm saying? But it was that kind of scene. It was just if you're a normal person and you walked in that bar, you'd be scared.
So shit was going down in that bar. Like
I was scared sometimes. I would come into the bar and I would check the back the toilet. I would check the reservoir of the toilet to make sure there was no guns in there. Like it was that kind of scene, but it was fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there any stories you can tell? Like maybe one night a rival club showed up or something. There's a brawl in the parking lot or whatnot.
I mean, there was always brawls. So they did have a prospect that got out of pocket and called one of our female bartenders a bitch one night. And so we told the president. And then like 2 days later, he showed up looking like Willie Lump Lump, dude. They fucking knotted this dude all up, apologizing to everybody, and just couldn't have been sorrier that he had done that. So there's shit like that was going on all the time.
Okay. That's pretty funny, man. So you get out and you're like watching all the dudes, still in their cause or whatnot, and you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. So was it like a constant reminder, seeing stuff like I don't want this drama or stuff like that? I want to stay out,
Yeah. I mean, by then, I had a new life. I've reinvented myself. Like I've done a lot of changing to myself. My whole attitude. My daughter has a lot to do with it. I have a little daughter, and it's different. It's different with her. I just want to do good. I want her to have everything good in life. And like my older sons, they would visit me in prison all the time. I don't want that for my daughter.
I got you. You want to be there for her nonstop. That's
Yeah.
good, bro. So, and then today, are you still bartending?
Yeah. When everything had shut down, I went and I started doing like the little DoorDash and Uber thing too. But now that everything's open back up, going back into bartending, hopefully YouTube takes off and I don't have to bartend anymore. I get tired of picking up. They're heavy. I'm old.
Yeah, I got you, man. I got you. So I'm gonna go through a couple questions they left in the comments. I'll just kind of go up the thing for a couple of them. Let's see. He Jaguar Paws asking, doing time in Nevada correctional facilities, what was his perspective as far as the differences from Vegas dudes and Reno cats?
So Vegas is wild. Reno has a little more chip on their shoulder, but Reno Reno is the more serious cases, it felt like. And it's weird. Like the dudes from Reno are serious, especially on the tip or on the white car. Them boys from Reno, it's like they got something to prove. So there's a big difference. There's a big difference in how people act from Reno to Vegas.
So when you say more serious, like in something to prove with a chip on their shoulder, they're basically because they want to put Reno on the map or make it look good. Is that type of thing?
Yeah. And they're with less of the bullshit. Vegas, there's a lot of bullshit, you know. They just seem like more serious dudes, which is weird.
Yeah, it kind of is because usually the dudes from the cities are more like that, for some reason. And then like when you got guys from like say like Nevada City or something, is that the right place outside of Reno? Like or like Eastern Nevada and stuff. How were they like? Because obviously they're coming from nowhere.
I mean, usually, I don't really know too many people that I met from, say, Lincoln County or things like that. It's mostly Pahrump, Reno, Las Vegas. Ely is more of a prison town, so I don't know if I've met anybody in prison that was from Ely on the streets. But there is no, like in California, they bang what county you're from or what city you're from or the IE, things like that. There is none of that in Nevada. There is no like, oh, we're the northern woods and then there's the southern woods. There's not, we're woods. We're very, very together in the wood car.
That's a good thing because there's a lot of, from what I've heard in like California, like you said, the northern and southerns are completely different.
Yeah, it's weird.
And then Martin 9400 is asking how many prisons in Nevada, and how many prisons? And you just answered, does Reno and Nevada go at it, or they just stick to their own? So yeah,
no. So there's High Desert, Southern Desert, Ely Max, NNCC is still open, NSP just closed, and then there's a bunch of camps, and these are mostly like fire camps and things like that. Like there's a camp in Lincoln County, there's one in Pahrump, Jean, things like that, Carson City. But for prisons, there's 5 Lovelock.
Okay. And are any of them like just way out in the middle of nowhere? Because I know
all of them.
All of them isn't. There's one though that's kind of close to Vegas, right?
That's Southern Desert and High Desert. Southern Desert and High Desert, you could shoot somebody from the High Desert yard on the Southern Desert yard. That's how close they are.
And then
you're good.
Since those are kind of close to Vegas, are the COs worse there, or the further out in the middle of nowhere you go, the worse they get?
The COs are cocksuckers everywhere. Well, I've only been to 2 prisons. I've only been to the level 3 Southern Desert and level 4 High Desert. Okay. The COs are jerks. There's a couple of good ones. I won't say they're all jerks, but the higher the level you are custody wise, the more respectful they are. That's a fact.
Makes sense. Mash is ask him about Sparks, Nevada, and Lake Tahoe. Dude, I love Lake Tahoe, bro.
Lake Tahoe is one of my favorite places. It's so beautiful.
I would move there if I could, man.
Sparks, Nevada, I only know from driving through Sparks, Nevada. I've never gotten out and kicked it in Sparks, Nevada. I would like to.
Yeah.
But maybe I would. I don't know.
Yeah. Were there any dudes from Tahoe in there?
Not off the top of my, I'm sure, but not off the top of my head. I don't remember any Tahoe.
And then go ahead, man. My bad.
No, don't worry about it.
Okay. Timo asked this one for you. Are there any Norteños in the Nevada state prison system?
There are Norteños, and the Norteños have 2 hoods in Reno. So, and I'm trying my best to get some information from one of the Norteños, but those boys don't like to come off their information very well. And that's the only car that I'm not plugged in with. Like, I'm plugged in to the Nevada yards. This isn't like it's not like I'm just getting my information from court documents. I'm talking to people on the yards, but I have zero Norteño or Norte.
Okay.
I got nobody helping me out. These fucking Norteños need to help the boy out, dude.
Yeah, no, man, they're very militant. That's for sure, bro.
Oh, they don't want to talk. They don't want to. Well, they will not talk. It's fucking nuts. Makes me mad.
You want to get that Nevada Norteño thing out? I got you, man.
I really do, man.
Yeah.
It'd be a banger of a video.
It would. It'd be a great one. Riverside 951 is asking, I would like to know if you're ordered to kill your Shelly, would you do it or PC up?
It just depends. Depends on what my Shelly did. If it was over a dope debt or something like that. First of all, my two favorite Shellys, I'd PC up. I'm not going to kill those dudes. Those are my favorite dudes in the world. They're my brothers. But I wasn't on that kind of tip where I'm running around trying to stick somebody all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, yeah. and people take care of their own messes in there in the wood car. So it's not like California where this dude has a problem with this guy, but he's going to put a knife in this dude's hand to take care of it. That's, I don't want to speak out of turn, but that's some lame ass shit right there, man. Mm. You got a problem with that dude, go stick that dude. How about that? That's your problem, not mine.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. Sometimes I feel like they should take care of it, but especially if they have a life sentence or they're supposed to be in that position. But also if the dude is striving and wants to join something, I understand handing it to them then.
That's a different thing.
That's a different story.
But you want to stick the piece in the hand of just any wood to take care of your beef, your problem. Like,
yeah.
That's Nevada. We don't roll like that. If you ask me to help you do it, then I have a decision to make. But if you ask me to take care of your problem, I'm probably going to want to move on you because you're weak. You're trying to have me clean up your shit. But that's just my point. I don't know. Maybe I'm way off.
I got you, man. Different perspectives
on YouTube.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just different perspectives, which is a good thing, you know. Timo's saying we need to say Norteño right, and maybe they would. They're saying we're saying how they spell it. Where was it? They said Norteños with a Y, Nortaynos, Norteño.
Hey, everybody bangs on me for my Espanol. No Nintendo, bro. I try. How
Same
about that?
Here, man.
I'm the worst at it.
I'm probably right there with you, man. I'm probably right there with you. But you got anything else to add on this, bro?
I just it's been a fun ride so far. Cool. And you know, I'm just along for the ride. I'm just telling Nevada stories. A lot of them are my stories, and then I'm getting a lot from other people that can't tell their stories but want them out there. So
got you.
It's fun.
So, shout out your channel, your social media, and all that, bro, so they can find you.
Vegas Prison Stories, obviously, is the YouTube channel. The Truman Show 80 is my Instagram, and that's all I have. I'm not giving up my Facebook. That's where my kids' pictures are and shit. And we're gonna keep it fun. We're gonna keep it fun. A lot of people get mad at me. A lot of people bang on me, but I bang right back. If you like to come talk shit, come do it on my channel.
Yeah, he'll definitely give you some play with his comments of the week for sure.
That's right.
Yes, sir. But I want to thank you, brother, for coming on, man. Thank you for your time. Right, thank you for your spiel. You have a good day, man.
All right, brother. You too.
All right. Later, man. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Let's see. We are going to try and get out Inner Demons in a little bit. And then tomorrow we have a two-parter called I got the stuff right here. I just got to put it together. You guys are going to like it. Let me check it out. Let me pull it up real quick for you. It's called From the Boys Club to the Barrio to Cartel Hitters. So I'm going to put this up. It'll be out tomorrow night, probably 7 o'clock California time, Pacific Standard Time. Get back to the top here. So we got that coming out. What was that? Probably Martin. I mean, just cracking jokes and minding their own business, man. Thank you, Jerry. What's up, bro? Salute, man. Thanks. Welcome to the Paradigm Media News family, man. Jerry's the newest member for all you guys asking when he's going to come back. Box and him are going to start a podcast. Not sure on the date yet, but Box will let you know about that, man. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. And be on the lookout for Inner Demons. Box is going to try and get that so I can get it out tonight. And then tomorrow we got that two-parter, man. So you guys be safe and have a good night. Timo, Martin 9400, Junior, Jerry, Adrian, Mad Max, Big Mouse, Riverside. What's up, JC, Mob Entertainment Group? Going on your I asked him earlier in the interview, and there weren't really any Italian or mobsters in Nevada, bro. And when he was there, Droops, what's up, bro? Gucci Eye Patch, Pancho Zapata, what's up, man? Norteños, we'll just call them Northerners from now on. Jaguar Paw, Ryan Todd, Masher. Let me go up to the top. Airy Brand, Big Lou, Goyo, yeah, Rich DM, Emiliano. Let's see, Chase Life, JC, what's up, money? How's it going, bro? Thanks for tapping in, man. Sack B, Jason, what's up, man? Hypervigilant, salute. Joey Frakes, Sean Wilhelm, Frolin, what's up, Buzz? Appreciate you, bro. Cash Lord Thaddeus, M Star Media, certified. Sin Bro, Shadow Pits Backup, Go Young DJ, and everyone else, man. Thanks for tapping in. Salute. Be on the lookout for Inner Demons and that profile tomorrow from the Barrio del Cartel Hitman. Riverside, thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. That's all I can really do. So you guys have a good night. We'll tap in. We might even go live later. Don't quote me on that, but I'm going to try and get Inner Demons out. You guys have a good night.